I had my Instagram followers send me items that they're thinking of buying, and today we're going to talk about if it's worth it or not. I actually got sent a lot of really good responses. I have my laptop to the side just because I want to pull up everything people are thinking of buying. Now, the biggest thing is I'm actually going to try and provide the pros and cons of each item. I think really quickly you're going to see my bias. If you're considering buying it, let's give you all the options, right? Let's talk about the pros and cons because at the end of the day, it's your money, it's your choice, you know? And so I think that leads to a bigger issue where a lot of people will try and de-influence you from buying a trendy item just solely on the premise of it being trendy, which I think is kind of ridiculous because you can like something that's trendy. Like you're allowed to like something that's trendy. At the end of the day, if something's trendy, it's typically liked by the masses, and that's not a bad thing. Being basic is not a bad thing. I'm wearing a very basic outfit today, just a little sweater and black pants. I look amazing. Sorry, I do. And anyone can wear this, and that's a good thing. We can have things that other people have because if it makes us all feel good, then what's the problem with that? Okay, but let's talk about things that you're considering buying. All right, let's talk about it. Let's talk about tabbies. I'm obsessed with this one that says the weird toe shoes. If it's not, sorry, but we are going to talk tabbies. I don't know if I have an answer for tabbies. Okay, here's the thing. I did not like tabbies when they first came out. They were so weird. They were so weird. I was like, ooh, your toesies. I don't want to see that. It's like a weird little, what is it? The horse hoof. That's all I could think of when I first saw them. And then eventually I was kind of like, ooh, I'm kind of into these. And unfortunately, I think that's just the name of the game with, social media. You see it enough, you start liking it. So it's tough call. I think the best way to think this through though, right, is in your closet, do you own flats? Let's talk about flats and loafers, right? Do you own flats or loafers? First off, if you're owning loafers, I would like to think that loafers are a little bit more of a masculine shoe than a flat. And with that case, I don't think tabbies are necessarily worth it for you because tabbies themselves also tend to be a very feminine looking shoe. But I think if you do like a tabby boot, I think then maybe the loafer to tabby boot transition could be right for you because they are a little bit more masculine leaning. If you own flats in your closet and you wear them a lot, tabbies might be worth it for you then. Because, oh my gosh, we have a little guest. Should I show him? Come here. Let's say hi to everybody. Yeah, I know. Buster, do you like tabbies? Tell the people. I don't think he likes tabbies. Back to the original topic of hand, right? If you own flats and you wear flats a lot, then tabbies might be a good shoe to try out, right? Because they're a little bit funkier, they're a little more experimental. You might end up wearing them a lot and enjoying them because you own flats. Now, the final thing I'll say on tabbies is if you don't own flats right now or loafers and you're thinking of buying tabbies, I don't necessarily think you should because they are such a polarizing shoe that maybe it's not worth it to be the first flat that you buy. I think there are steps to get to tabbies, and I think that's the best way to see if you want to buy it or not. Up next, capri pants. I do love a capri pant. There's already going to be a bias here. I think they're so cute and fun. But here's the thing, I knew I was a capri girl before the trend ever really came out because I was addicted in college to wearing like the 7/8 leggings. I loved them. I think I was always like, oh my god, why do I look so cute in these? I think one thing we've seen on social media a lot, actually, to figure out if you like capris or not, people a lot of times say take your leggings and then just kind of scrunch them up and then wear them out for the day. And I think that's a good way to see if you like them. But capris range in like style for sure. But I get a lot of ads for like the legging capri, and to be honest, don't buy those. Just pull up your leggings. Someone else said vintage capris, and that to me just immediately screams the early 2000s. Carrie Bradshaw, my girl, she's insane. Love her though. Me talking is the part like actually no Carrie Bradshaw, like we're friends. Like that is all to say is that I think give capris a try. At the end of the day, pants are pants, you know? Also see like the denim you wear tend to sit at your ankle. Maybe that's a good sign that you will like capris. But I have no issue with capris. I actually find it really weird the controversy around capri pants because they are like a pant. We got polka dots up for debate. I will never be mad about a pattern trending. No problem with it whatsoever. I don't necessarily think polka dots will be something that we look back on and are like, ooh, polka dots? Ugh, like chevron or like the galaxy print leggings. LOL. Love those. That's so fun. That's so of the times. I think buy into the polka dot trend, especially because like it's just a pattern at the end of the day. And like you can thrift it, you can buy it from like a normal store like for a good price. You probably already have it in your closet. It's nothing too crazy. So patterns are fun. For me, I'm a big gingham girl. If you've seen my last two videos, gingham really appears a lot in my wardrobe. And I think it'll also help you figure out what patterns you really enjoy. Was I scared when I saw this response? Yes. Because I do have opinions on the boo-boos. And I actually was just talking about it with my sister the other day, and I'm like, no one come for me on this. I have my thoughts. If you took out all the weird conversations that happen or all the conversations around and you saw just a little Labubu keychain alongside a Jellycat keychain, alongside I don't know what other stuffed animal keychains there are. I have a Jellycat one. And you saw it in store, would you buy it? That is the question here. Try really hard to like take out all thoughts and everything else that's going on. If you would, buy it 100%. I am actually very scared of the Labubu. This is the conversation me and my sister had, which is we were freaked out by it. It just is scary, okay? That's a separate conversation. Let's talk about statement necklaces and beaded necklaces. I loved seeing this response because it is worth it to invest in some like fun statement necklaces. Here's the thing though, I think buy one and see if you're wearing that. Maybe two that are a little bit different in colors, I think would be really beneficial. But like when buying one, consider like what colors and patterns you wear a lot of. Because I have a few statement necklaces and I don't wear them as much as I should or like want to be honest. Like a lot of my stylistic choices of shirts I wear don't necessarily warrant a necklace, and I didn't realize that until I bought one. I think it's worth it to buy one or two to see. And also at the end of the day, when you are in that moment where you're like, "Oh, dang, I wish I had a statement necklace." You have it. I feel so justified to speak on this topic because I actually own 5 pairs of Doc Martens. Let's look at this. I do own a pair of the Fisherman sandals. I got them in college. I don't know why I can't figure out a way to wear them. Something about them. And this is the thing though. I remember in college I saw someone wearing them and I was like, those are so freaking cute. And that's why I bought them. They were not my personal style. Somehow I have just not worn them. I do get the sentiment of only being able to wear them for a couple months. Here's the thing, you can add socks to them, which kind of helps, but at the same time, I'd rather just wear like a different shoe, like to be like my feet's easy to be warm. It's a tough call on the Fisherman sandals, and I don't think I have a great answer for you because I did see someone in college wearing them and I loved it. I think if you could figure out enough ways to wear them in your closet, I think it's worth it. I know you're saying the time frame is short, but I feel like we can stretch that out to like 6 months actually. Weather goes kind of crazy and oscillates a lot because of climate change and global warming. Let's not open that can of worms, am I right, ladies? That is gonna piss me off. But to the actual now Doc Marten question, heck yeah, get Doc Marten. I am a Doc Martens lover. The shoes are so comfortable. I remember when I was buying the platform, Doc Martens, the girl at the store was like, please be careful, the blisters, the blisters. And I was like, thank you for warning me because I do get scared about that. I never got blisters from them. I don't know why or how. It was awesome. I think they're such a comfortable shoe. You wear them in and they just get better and better. I also think there's so many new styles of Doc Martens always coming around and different patterns that like if you're unsure, wait until you find one that's like perfect. 100% because they're going to be a shoe that'll stay in your closet for a lifetime. The Boat and Toad. Great, great item to consider. You see that? This is yet again. Also, in case you guys have not picked up, I am a Libra. Yeah, I'm indecisive because I'm going to oscillate on this one too. Here's the thing. I love a tote bag. especially right now during the summertime when I like want to put my crochet and knitting like inside a bag and just like toss it and leave. It's super nice. So my sentiment is if you don't have one, I think it's worth it to get one. I don't necessarily think it needs to be the LL Bean one. I'm assuming that's the bone tote. I'm assuming it's the LL Bean one you're talking about. But also, if you are just gonna get your first one, listen, I love it. The monogram, that freaking monogram, and there's so many good ones that I've seen on Pinterest. Kind of fun, kind of worth it. I love personalizing items. I think that's so cute. So I'm gonna say go for it. I don't necessarily think like tote bags. I get that tote bags are trendy, but no one's ever gonna see you with a tote bag and be like, "Ew, loser!" Like, no, everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, a tote bag, cool." See, I'm already mad seeing this one because I saw a video earlier today where I don't know what concert it was, but one of those kind of like indie concerts of some sort, and it was like the person recording me like girls at the concert, and then they like record like I don't know, did these girls consent to being recorded? Probably not, you little b word. But like all the girls in like their white skirts being like, oh, girls are so different. Don't piss me off. I have to take this microphone away. Listen, get a white skirt. Heck yeah, get a white skirt if you want a white skirt. They're cute. And here's the thing, when those videos show of like, oh, and the girls all wearing the same white skirt, all of them look beautiful and gorgeous and adorable. So like, what's the problem? I just hate when people like are like, ooh, people are all wearing the same thing. That's basic. That's like embarrassing. I'm sorry, men, all of you wear just a shirt and shorts. I could say the same thing about you. You all look the same. Stop being mean. Stop being mean when girls enjoy something. Let them have fun with their white skirt. And if the white skirt is a great thing for a concert, then that's even cuter. Community is so cute and important. And like, if I see another girl in a white skirt and I'm wearing a white skirt, hey, bestie, like, come on. And so I'm sorry if you're not involved in all of that, those like videos, if you know what I'm talking about, and you just wanted a white skirt. I'm sorry to bring you into that. But I could not talk about a white skirt and not bring up those conversations. On a real note though, yeah, I like a white skirt. I like any skirt really. I could rant about that for hours. I love like finding out new fashion brands. So this was super awesome response because I had never heard of them before. And I like over here, I'm looking at the overalls on my laptop. I'm kind of obsessed with them. I think they're amazing. I think you should buy them. Also, here's an issue with me is like I'm an instigator when it comes to buying something like with friends. And right now I feel like we're just like friends like shopping together because I've never seen this before. So I'm like, heck yeah, I'll do it. Overalls, ugh, I freaking love overalls. I have a pair and I don't wear them enough, which is the problem. And I think that leads to our question is like, are you someone who like tends to be a little bit more simplistic in your style choices? Because I think overalls is perfect for that, right? I love that these are striped and have designs on them. I mean, there's a lot of different styles, so I'm not quite sure which one you're looking at, but I think the striped ones could be really cute. I think overalls are a very underrated accessory, especially if you just like love to throw on a pair of jeans all the time. Like overalls can really just like can take place of that, and like you can wear them with like a zip up, a cardigan. Like you really can put any type of shirt underneath an overall, and I think that's so fun. So go for it. And if you do buy them, can you send me a photo of you in them? Because these look so freaking cute. I don't know where to begin with cheetah pants, cheetah print pants. I think we reached the peak of when cheetah print pants were like the like topic of conversation on social media. We're past that, which I think is like the best part of a trend when it's like not the center of discussion, because then you kind of now know like, do you want to buy them? Like the fact that you're still like thinking about them, I think is a good sign. The other thing I think you should factor in when buying them though is what type of design of cheetah print, right? Because there's like cheetah print, leopard print, ocelot, like they kind of vary in like distinct shape and design. And so I think you need to factor that. Like don't just buy the first pair that you see online, and you might need to spend a little bit more money to get something that really looks nice. I would say like cheetah print pants are amazing because they tend to be what, just black and brown, which like at the end of the day those two colors are neutral, so they're not necessarily standout pieces. And like cheetah print is just a pattern, and like as we talked about for like before, like patterns are fun. I think go for it. Yeah, I do. I think go for it. I have a lot to say. As if I don't have a lot to say about everything I've talked about so far, but knee-high boots, I do. If you are talking about a knee-high boot that is a flat, get them. Get them, 100%. I don't know if you're talking about the Frye boot. Frye boots are cute. I have no beef with them. I think it's the whole like conversations around Frye boots is so weird. Yet again, people hate trendy items. People hate when people love things. Quote me on that. A knee-high boot that is a heel. That's where we have to have an actual discussion. If you are in college or lower and you are thinking about a neat pair of knee-high black boots or just knee-high boots any color, right? I'm actually going to say don't buy them yet. Think about how I want to say this because I don't want to come off like being like, no, you can't do this. You can do this for sure. This is like a personal to me. In college is when you start being like, ooh, maybe I want to have heels. Also, millennials. I'm sorry. I know you guys wore like heels when you went out to the clubs and stuff. I know this because my sister's 6 years older than me. She's a millennial, and she was like, "What the heck? You wear sneakers?" And I'm like, "Heck yeah, I wear sneakers." Gigi, ugh, sucks that you had to wear heels. So we're talking about a different time period now, which is my college scene. We didn't have to wear heels ever, but when we had like date parties and formals, like yeah, you want a pair of heels. In that case, heels were fun, but like you don't really need like what are you gonna do with a pair of knee-high black boots? I'm talking about like this I did not own until after college because I don't think I would have ever worn these in college. But once you leave college and you have a lot randomer of events you're going to, also work, like heels become a little bit more important and then you're wearing them. Immediate answer no. Immediate answer no in terms of buying it. I like to clarify that my question on Instagram was things you're thinking about buying, and that's why I'm saying immediately no because I think you could make it. I think you could DIY it, and I think this is a case in which like you could make a fun shoe charm. Like you could get like some ribbon and some little beads from Michaels and like have so much fun doing it. I don't necessarily think you need to buy them online. I looked up some online. They're ranging between like $20 to $28. And I just think you can make them. I think that's so much more fun. But also on the other hand, like I don't have any beef with them. And I think there's like sometimes like people talk about like the sign of the times. Oh, I want to sing Harry Styles so badly right now because of that. But where people are like, ooh, that's like, ew, why are you doing that? Like that's gonna like age so poorly. Okay. So what? If I like it right now, what's the problem with that? Like, why don't you want people I this is my one gripe with social media is like, why don't you want people to have fun and be silly and do things that they'll look back on and be like, that was so embarrassing, guys. That's so fun and funny. Like looking back on stories when you're talking with friends, you're like, why did I do that? It's like because we loved it in the moment. We wanted to do it in the moment. That's hilarious that we did that. Here's the thing with the Gani style bucket flats. I love them. I actually do love them. But here's the issue, which is are you going to buy the pair for 200 plus dollars or are you going to buy the dupe of them? Let's call it a knockoff. Dupe, knockoff. I don't know. I prefer to say knockoff. Well, also, what's really funny is you know that one scene in The Devil Wears Prada talking about Cerulean, and they say YSL did it first, then Oscar de la Renta, then some everyday clothing store. And I always think about that when I see a super designer item as it slowly trickles down because it really does happen. It goes high level, mid tier, low level. And in this case, it happened. Gani flats from Gani, and then Steve Madden, and now Target. And it took a long time for that slowly to trickle down to the Target category. I don't want to say, but like, if you care about like other people having the item, you know, for cheaper, that's its own conversation to have. And like that is tough, but also if you have the money to buy the Gani one, I think do it. I don't know to the extent of like how nice quality Gani is right now. I know it's a luxury brand, but like I know sometimes, you know, like people find out they're like, oh, this is luxury brand, and then they're using like a bad fabric material, you know? So like I think definitely look into it and see for you if the $200 is worth it. I also keep on saying $200. Is it 240? No. What? Hold up. It's 425? What the heck? I was looking at the ones on sale. Wait, low key, the military olive one? That's kind of a fun color, and that one's the one that's 245. Wait. 425, so much money. Yes, they're $425. Oh. This is one of my favorite bits to do with people. It's like pull an imaginary collar when I don't have one. But still going to my original point. If you have the money and you like them, get them. I love this question of the fish motif jewelry because I actually do own this little pearl charm from Thanks Dad. And it's not necessarily a motif, right? Because a motif would be described as like a reoccurring element, right? So, like in my head, a fish motif would be like a bunch of little fishes around my neck. I mean, online, I don't really see anything with a lot of like reoccurring fish. So I'm assuming it's just kind of fish elements alongside necklace. So like I think this one that I found on Etsy is really cute. You know, it has like a couple different charms and there's a fish on it. Here's the thing. I've seen conversations about like sardines, for example. They're like, why are we putting like sardines on everything? Or like a certain food element on everything. And I think it can fall into tacky if you're getting something that's like very in your face. But I think if you take the time to find something and it's a little fish and it looks cute, I think that's perfectly fine. I don't see any issues with it really, especially because I do have one from Thanks Dad and I just like absolutely adore it and I wear it all the time. Ponchos, ponchos, ponchos. I had a little pink poncho when I was a kid and I loved it. So I'm so happy to see ponchos are back and better than ever. Get it. No, I actually really don't know. This is like as much as I'm like, ooh, I have strong opinions. I'm also like, ooh, do whatever you want. So here's the thing. Well, if you haven't found the perfect one, don't just buy any then, right? We wait until we find something we love. Important. But one, if you crochet or knit, maybe you can make it. And I think that'd be so cute and worth it because it's like everyone's like, cute poncho, where'd you get it? I made it. Yeah. I'm debating making one actually. That's why I bring that up. But I think my only thing with a poncho is like it's not actually going to keep you warm unless you're getting like a thick one, which is I know not the trend right now. It's definitely like a summer trend, like a little poncho, like nice and thin. Definitely going to be worn over tank tops and like bathing suits. So how many months out of the year are you going to be able to wear it? Back to our fisherman sandal debacle of earlier. I don't think I personally am going to be buying into the trend just because I know I can make it myself. And like I tend to not buy an item that I see if it's crochet or knit if I like know I can make it. Heck yes, get some kitten heels. They're so fun. Here's the thing with kitten heels. I need like a strappy sandal when it comes to kitten heels. I can't have it be like a pointed toe because I feel like my foot's just gonna fall out of it. So I think if you're planning on buying kitten heels or want them, try them on. Try them on in person. If you can't, then like I don't know, find a similar style in store and just try them and walk around in them because that's the biggest issue I've noticed with kitten heels. And like, I don't know, I'm like, I want my foot to feel snug as a bug in a rug when it's on my foot. And so I have a pair of strappy sandals that I love. And Nordstrom Rack is like the way to go for little kitten heels. I don't know why. I just love them. I had a lot of fun doing that. I hope you had a lot of fun hearing me rant and also be indecisive and, and just talk about different things that people are liking, considering buying. Feel free to follow my Instagram because I might do another one of these if you guys like them. Probably in like the fall time when more trends are coming to fruition.